1 ESG and 10 Digital Transformation Definitions. The Actionable Knowledge Foundational Institute or AKFI is a global industry consortium that provides a platform for trendsetter enterprises to connect. Members' working groups use digital transformation and ESG knowledge to develop actionable plans to protect stakeholders from catastrophic risks. Executives regularly put ESG and digital transformations as top initiatives for long-term sustainability, resilience, and longevity, according to study after study. While there is an obvious financial and business link, few people consider the twin transformations to be inextricably linked. And the missing link has yet to be explained.
To begin, let us define ESG, or environmental, social, and governance transformation, which is used by environmentally and socially conscientious private and institutional investors to screen companies. In parallel, the digital transformation encompasses digitalization technology, business model transformation, social cultural change, and reskilling, and governance. However, there is no indication that investors think about digital transformation beyond digitalization, which is the application of digital technologies in operations and decision-making. Investors should ignore the complexity and effect of digital transformation at their peril, as this video will demonstrate.
According to IDC, a market research firm, digitalization, the technology that supports digital transformation, will be responsible for $61 trillion in worldwide GDP. As a result, digital transformation is a perfect indicator of a business's long-term viability and resilience. Given the expected $6.8 trillion in investment between 2020 and 2023, it's surprising that we still don't have a widely agreed upon definition of digital transformation. According to an academic study, digital transformation is widely used in all aspects of a business, including information technology, artificial intelligence, communications technologies such as 5G, and edge computing. Organizational change, such as DevOps and other new design and development processes, as well as workforce and cultural business transformation, play an equal role.
Nothing is a greater priority than the digital transformation of our business. We hear this phrase every day in conversations with executives. The reasons are clear. Digital technologies are enabling radically new ways to deliver value to customers, altering competitive landscapes, and changing the underlying economics of markets. Best-in-class corporations recognize digital requires agile workflows, a bias toward testing and learning, decentralized decision-making, and a greater reliance on business ecosystems.
Digital transformation is the profound transformation of business and organizational activities, processes, competencies, and models to fully leverage the changes and opportunities of a mix of digital technologies and their accelerating impact across society in a strategic and prioritized way, with present and future shifts in mind. The development of new competencies revolves around the capacities to be more agile, people-oriented, innovative, customer-centric, streamlined, efficient and able to induce leverage opportunities, to change the status quo and tap into big data and new, increasingly unstructured data sources, and service-driven revenues, with IoT as a vital enabler. Digital transformation efforts and strategies are often more urgent and present in markets with a high degree of commoditization.
Over 80% of CEOs responding to our annual CEO survey said they have a digital transformation program in place to make their companies more digital, says Mark Ruskino, Distinguished Vice President and Analyst at Gartner. However, recent surveys have revealed a lack of business model change penetration and other indicators, leading us to believe that many of these digital initiatives may not be sufficiently deep corporate transformations. The term digital is vague. The objectives are hazy. Because digital has not been defined, the organization has a hazy and confused vision for digital transformation. There are no associated specifics or a unified strategy in place. There is aspiration, a collection of cool projects, and will, but there is no clarity on what the digital journey entails. Organizations must put in the effort to define their goals, set specific targets and metrics, and then measure them to ensure the transformation.
Our economy shifted from agriculture to manufacturing during the first industrial revolution. The invention of the steam engine paved the way for mass coal extraction. It revolutionized the way commodities were manufactured and traded. Fabric-making inventions such as spinning machines and looms were on the horizon. Canal transportation began to take the place of wagons and mules in transporting these items. Electricity, gas, and oil, as well as the advent of electric and combustion motors and engines, propelled the second industrial revolution. The telegraph, and later the telephone, gave communication technologies a head start. The third industrial revolution began in the 1970s with the introduction of large-scale programmable circuits and computers, which enabled partial automation. A complete production process has been automated since the debut of these technologies. The fourth industrial revolution is marked by a move to renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and geothermal, as well as the rapid advancement of digital technology. Artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and the merging of the virtual and physical worlds are some examples. Real-time data will lead to better business decisions and governance for a wide range of organizations around the world.
Lack of a clear transformation strategy was cited by 35% of executives as a key barrier to achieving its full digital potential, according to Wipro Digital. The CIO may view digital as a way to drive operational efficiency, while the CMO may see digital as the answer to boosting customer engagement. A true digital transformation requires both. Change can be challenging in enterprises where corporate leaders have enjoyed a certain degree of comfort. People build their careers and power on what they know, and it's hard for them to let go, Kohli says. Indeed, 43% of 4,500 CIOs surveyed for the C2017 Harvey Nash KPMG CIO survey cited resistance to change as the top impediment to a successful digital strategy. Resistance to change can grind transformations to a halt. It's up to the CEO to rally the troops, aligning everyone around the strategy, narrative and vision, Kohli says.
It must be noted that there is disagreement on what digital transformation means. For Deloitte purposes, digital transformation is about becoming a digital enterprise, an organization that uses data and technology to continuously evolve all aspects of its business models, what it offers, how it sells, interacts with its customers, and delivers, and how it operates. Deloitte surveyed 1,200 senior executives knowledgeable about their organization's digital transformation efforts. Digital transformation has risen to the top of organizational agendas. In a recent survey of US and European business and technology decision-makers, some three-quarters said their company had undertaken a digital initiative. Point 2, but effort does not necessarily translate into benefit, and many organizations continue to struggle to translate the execution of digital transformation programs into tangible impact.
Consumer expectations and behaviors have been fundamentally altered as a result of digital transformation and business model innovation, putting tremendous pressure on established businesses and disrupting multiple sectors. 3 stages of digital transformation are based on digitization, digitalization, and digital transformation. Digital transformation necessitates unique organizational structures and has implications for performance measurements. Finally, we present a research agenda to help motivate and direct future digital transformation research. Digital transformation, also known as transformation digital, is the advancement of a business model, corporate culture, and governance as a result of the use of digitization and digitalization.
Because digital transformation will look different for every company, it can be hard to pinpoint a definition that applies to all. However, in general terms, we define digital transformation as the integration of digital technology into all areas of a business, resulting in fundamental changes to how businesses operate and how they deliver value to customers. Beyond that, it's a cultural change that requires organizations to continually challenge the status quo, experiment often, and get comfortable with failure. This sometimes means walking away from long-standing business processes that companies were built upon in favor of relatively new practices that are still being defined.
Outside of the public sector, digital transformation approaches are changing citizens' expectations of government's ability to deliver high-value, real-time digital services. Governments are changing their modes of operation in response to changing expectations and as a result of supranational agreements in order to be more efficient and effective and achieve increased transparency and interoperability. The analysis presents an empirically based definition of digital transformation based on expert interviews, as well as a conceptual framework outlining the reasons for, processes for, and expected outcomes of digital transformation in the public sector.
To summarize, no excuses will be accepted. Investors evaluating firms for risk must consider both ESG and digital transformation, regardless of the categories they use. Without taking into account digital transformation, regulators, rating agencies, and companies are unable to paint a complete picture of the risks and economic benefits associated with ESG.
To contact the Actionable Knowledge Foundational Institute, please email Manuel Vexler at execdirector@akfi.org.